because we're just reaching levels of absurdity that are offending my sensibilities, right?
The defense suggested, but never proved, that O'Keefe may have been killed inside this house.
49 seconds. You texted the group chat to say, ask Chris to ask some questions, correct?
Yep, I'm reading it right now. Yes, that's correct.
And who was the Chris you were referring to?
That would be Chris Albert.
Brian's brother, correct?
That is correct.
And then you texted your wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert, quote, tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Yeah, that's part of the same text. Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
When you told the group to tell them the guy never went in the house, that was you talking about how you should all get your stories straight, correct?
No.
You would agree with me that your stories are all straight in terms of the guy never went in the house, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
John never went in the house. It's not a story, it's a fact.
Yeah. Well, when you said, tell them the guy never went in the house, Brian Albert was on that exchange still, was he not? He was still part of the group text?
Yes, Brian is on the exchange.
And Brian Albert was the one to respond, wasn't he?
Let me switch pages here. 51.
He responded, did he not?
Yes, he did.
And then at that point, you knew Brian Albert was the oldest brother of the Albert family, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
The oldest sibling in that family, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And in his response to your instructions that his younger brother, Chris, should say that John O'Keefe never went in the house, or the guy never went in the house, you would agree with me that he responded with one word, correct?
Yes, he did.
And in response to you saying the guy never went in the house, Brian Albert's response was, exactly, correct?
Yes, that's his response.
We're done here.
Owned by Brian and Nicole Albert.
He was not at the house when John was there, so.
He was not at the house when John was there, so.
And mauled by their dog, Chloe.
We have specific evidence, talk about specificity, specific evidence from one of the country's leading pathologists indicating that John O'Keefe's arm was mauled. What is your opinion and conclusion concerning those injuries?
Those injuries appear to be consistent with an animal attack.
The Alberts say they only found out about John's death when Jen McCabe, who is Nicole's sister, barged into their bedroom.
I don't know. He got out of the car and it could be a couple of hours.
She was just upset and I immediately thought something had happened to one of her children or one of my children, because why else is she in my bedroom? It's 6:30 in the morning right now.
By the way, sir, is this funny?
And what did she tell you?
She said, John's out front. I think John's dead out front.
It could be a couple of hours.
I said, what the are you talking about, Jen?
I think he's dead. There's a guy unresponsive in the snow. I just pulled up and found him. Yes, there's a man unresponsive in the snow.
Is he little? What's going on? Is he face down?
We just flipped him over.
How long has he been outside?
I don't know. I don't know. He got out of the car and
is he breathing?
A couple of hours. Is he Terry? Is he? I don't know if he's breathing. Is he breathing, you guys? No. It doesn't seem to be breathing. No, I guess he's gone.
They don't feel comfortable doing so?
Right. No, I think he's passed away.
No,
I think she's passed away.
They've been out drinking?
Yes, but I'm talking hours ago, maybe. And I think I don't know how long he's been in.
They've been out drinking? Yes, but I'm talking hours ago, maybe. And I don't know how long he's been in the snow.
In the face.
Bleeding from the face? All right. How big's the pool of blood, if there is any?
Something's coming out of his nose, and one of the women is doing CPR.
Okay.
And I'm like, who? I didn't know.
You still didn't piece it
I
together.
didn't understand what she was talking about, because why would John be out front of my house?
Were you ever even aware that John O'Keefe or the defendant were anywhere in the area of your house during that early morning of January 29th?
I was not.
Mr. Albert, this is minutes before everybody headed to your house at 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes.
Including John O'Keefe.
Yes.
Going back to...
So massively confusing.
How long have you been outside?
I don't know. I don't know. He got out of the car and
Is he breathing?
a couple of hours.
There are police officers, EMTs on your front lawn.
It was a unique scene. There was snow. I had never processed a scene in the snow.
On the stand, sharing how he secured the Canton crime scene more than 2 years ago and how he used a leaf blower.
You can see it exposing the cocktail glass.
Gallagher telling prosecutors police used 6 red cups to collect samples of frozen blood.
We didn't think swabbing was going to be easy to do if it was frozen.
You're an officer. Why don't you just go outside and investigate or take a look?
I'm not a Canton police officer. I'm a Boston police officer. I was just woken up out of a cold sleep.
Yes, some of the medical records stated that his body temperature was 80.1, I believe, degrees Fahrenheit.
And what is a normal body temperature?
98.6.
A cold sleep from hanging out the night before. By the time I came downstairs, the police were already in my house.
I would have to twist circumstances to have the right to search Brian Albert's house. We had no reason, and there's been no reason since.
John was already gone. There was nobody to save. I would have taken a bullet for John O'Keefe.
Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
The group, which was together the night John O'Keefe died, speaking out after years of silence.
This is propaganda. This is propaganda to make you feel stupid.
To set the record straight.
Video of Reed's SUV that prosecutors showed to the jury may not be what it seems. This video appears to be flipped. The image of it, the defense says flipped on purpose. News Center 5's David Bienick live at the courthouse in Dedham to explain more. David.
Erica, this revelation came at the end of today's testimony here, and it caught everyone off guard. Some jurors even looked at each other quizzically, and some may have wondered if they'd just been tricked. The video shows police pulling Karen Reed's SUV into the Canton Police Department garage after it was seized as evidence. The video appears to show the passenger side, including the passenger side taillight, which prosecutors say was damaged after Reed allegedly backed into John O'Keefe and killed him.
I testified that this is a accurate scene.
But under cross-examination, State Police investigator Yuri Buhenik confirmed the video is actually inverted. It shows not the passenger side, but the driver's side of the SUV. At one point, it shows the driver getting out.
Not once did you mention it.
Why speak out now after the verdict?
We took what we thought was the high road.